Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you know, if you've been following me, I'm in the middle of my seed starting, at the very beginning of my seed starting for the 2025 growing season. If you're new to the channel, well, this is a good time to start and grow along with me. So today what I'm going to do is start some onions. And I do this in a very simple way. I start my onions now. It's the third week of January, and I'm hoping to get them out sometime in March. Now, I like to reuse things over and over and over again and keep things out of the waste stream. And so one of the ways that I do that is to take used mushroom containers and vegetable containers, poke holes in the bottom, you can see the holes there, and fill them up with some nice potting soil and plant my onion seeds. You can plant a lot of onion seeds in these containers and they'll just begin to grow inside, and by the time you get around to March, mid-March, late March, they're ready to go into the ground. I get my onions from Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. I'm not affiliated with them. I just like them because they're located in my region, which is Central Virginia, and they specialize in seeds that are good for the Mid-Atlantic and southeastern United States. So most of the things they sell are going to grow in my region. For onions, that's important because there are long day onions and short day onions. Onions grow with the light cycle and the length of the day. This was really confusing to me when I started, and I had no clue about what kinds of onions to get. And the long and short day and all of that stuff was just totally confusing. There are some that are also intermediate. But basically what that means, a short day onion can grow closer to the equator because the days there do not have as much variation in length as they do up in the mid-Atlantic and northern areas. So for areas sort of Virginia and above, there are some short day onions that you can grow. One of those, according to Southern Exposure, is something called early Texas grano. I have not grown this before. This is true confessions, so we're going to see how they do. Long day onions tend to do okay in my area as well, and there are a few intermediate kinds. But the kinds that they sell at Southern Exposure Seed Exchange for me in my region are well matched. Last year I grew these. These are called Granix hybrids. So that's a returning variety for me. And a new variety for me is called Rosa de Milano. And that is supposed to be a very beautiful little reddish pinkish onion that has a kind of an interesting shape to it as well. So I'm going to go ahead. I decided I'm not growing as many onions for keeping because I just have not had great luck in drying and curing them. I live in a very humid area, and honestly, I don't have a lot of places where I can temperature control and humidity control. So I found that my ones that I tried to store and keep just did not work out that well. So I'm going to grow them and eat them. So I'm not going to grow as many as I might otherwise if I was trying to store my onions, but onions are pretty cheap in the store anyway, and I think the real beauty is being able to pick one and eat it relatively soon. All right, so what have we done? Well, first of all, you're going to want to fill your growing containers with soil, and you're going to want to pack it down nice and firm. Make sure that you're using moistened potting mix, and that is exactly what I'm doing here. It comes with any twigs or hard bits of things, like here's a twig. I don't really want that in my potting mix. All right, so this is pre-moistened. I have also, and this is one of the things I would totally recommend that you do, before you start, label your starts. So this is the Texas grano, and I'm going to line them up. Early Texas grano here. Rosa de Milano goes here, and then the Granix hybrid goes here. I also have put the dates of my starts on here. I'm going to just put a few planting holes. These do not go very deep. I'm going to put these about an inch apart, break up the little bits that are tough like that. And onion seeds are super, 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 super tiny. So they're really small. And I'm just going to put a couple in each planting hole with the hopes that something will start. These will grow fairly tight, and when they're ready, you can just pull them apart. You pull them out, and I'll show you. When they're ready to plant, just kind of tease the roots apart. I'm just going to take a little bit of this potting soil and put it all over the top, cover them over. You want to make sure that you have real good soil contact. And that's really all there is to it. One of the things about growing onions in leeks, a lot of seeds you can keep for multiple years, but what I understand is that onion seeds and leek seeds are really best started each year. You get a lot of seeds in a package. Okay, so just like that, we've got our onions planted. Hopefully I'll have 45 onion plants sprouting up in about 10 days time. I'm going to water them in this seed tray. Nothing fancy again. I like to repurpose and reuse things. This is just a poultry tray. Always water from the bottom. At first, all these are going to need is some water. Once they're up and growing, you want to give them a little bit of liquid fertilizer diluted every about week to 10 days. And in about late March, mid to late March, they'll be ready to go into the ground, and hopefully we'll have some onions by the time of the summer solstice. Thank you so much for watching, and do check back because I'll be taking you through a lot of my seed starting process as I do it this year, and you might want to follow along with me or plant along with me. Let me know how your starts are doing as well. How are mine? Well, I started my first seeds last week. The spinach came up very nicely, and the artichokes are just starting to poke through today. Yay. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye.